This is our panel. Please come take the stage, and to everyone in the audience, give them a really warm round of applause. Welcome them down. Best of luck. Enjoy.
Oh, wow. I am very excited to moderate this panel. You have to know that I was studying for my PhD, and then I kind of left for following Bitcoin. And being here with people that actually bridge Bitcoin and university for me is something amazing. So I want to hear from you because we have such a short time to discuss so many topics, but the first things I want you to present and to tell our audience why you are here in your action in bridging the academic world and Bitcoin. So, Arsh, start from you.
Sure. Hi, I'm Arsh. I was just on a little bit before this talking about CBDCs. On a more enlightening note, I'm also the co-founder of the Bitcoin Students Network. We work with universities globally to start Bitcoin clubs in their universities and working with students to offer job opportunities and get them in the community.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm Tiziano Leidi, and I'm the director and professor at the Institute of Information Technologies of SUPSI. And we do a lot of applied research at our institute. We use many blockchains for that. And in the last years, we tend to use Bitcoin more and more because Bitcoin is evolving very fast in the last years. And we have very nice opportunities with that. Thank you.
My name is Edoardo Beretta. I'm an adjunct professor at the University of Lugano. Let's simplify the term. And I was also an adjunct professor at Franklin University, Switzerland, also in Lugano. I'm a monetary macroeconomist, so I'm inclined to involve also Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies into my research, and maybe we will talk more in detail afterwards.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chen. I'm based in Taiwan. I have two heads. The first head is the institutional expansion managers for the APAC for Tether. So basically working with banks, institutions, and also with the supply chain companies to bring USDT use case to their business. The second one is the NTUT, Bitcoin Cost Coordinator. NTUT is one of the best technology university in Taiwan. By the way, this is a no-pay job, okay? Basically, it's working with the different partners, and especially for Plan B networks to bring the nice contents to the Taiwan universities. Thank you.
So I want to start with a question for Tiziano. And I want to ask you, I want to start locally from Lugano, and then we expand to the global experience at the university. So let's start from here. How Bitcoin complement the academic program, or in a way, it's just like antithetic. In a way, Bitcoin challenges what is the typical standard of the university, right?
Yeah, so we have to think a little bit about when Bitcoin started. So a long time ago, 15 years ago, Bitcoin came to the academy from the outside. So it was not an invention started in the academic institutions. And everything came, for example, from the students. So the students asked us to help them mining. I'm a professor in parallel programming. They asked me to teach them how to use CUDA on GPUs to mine faster so that they had the possibility to gain more Bitcoins.
What was your reply when they were asking that?
Yeah, so they wanted to have the possibility to use parallel paradigms to have more Bitcoin mined in a very quick way. So they wanted to dominate the mining. So mining at the beginning was really for people, not for big companies with HPC computers and stuff like that. So in general, the academy then acquired Bitcoin from the outside, and we learned about Bitcoin step by step from the community. So Bitcoin is something that grew up in the forums in the community outside, and only then the academy started being interested in evolving the technology behind Bitcoin and doing research. And 15 years after, we are now in a completely different situation. So now the academies, they provide effort and they provide strong research topics on top of Bitcoin.
So the situation changed. At the beginning was just like the university were very behind in that. They were following like forums and they asked directly people to understand what was going on. But right now, do you see that the situation is inverted, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Even if Bitcoin is still the blockchain, which is the most conservative one, so researchers, they tend still to prefer other blockchains, for example, because of programmability possibilities. But now Bitcoin is really changing its face. With layer 2, we have now new protocols that allow to develop apps on top of Bitcoin, and therefore the competition is on the research is more challenging now than before.
Okay. Edoardo, I want to ask you, there are still challenges, right, in like inserting Bitcoin at university. So how can we insert Bitcoin at university? How can we be successful in doing this? Because there are many departments that are just like, I don't want to hear about Bitcoin. So how can we prevent that?
Well, I think that there are several options also depending on the faculty. I think that faculty of informatics are more open to the technological aspect rather than economic faculties. Think of the far-reaching debate in the past about what money is. There has been lots of papers on that, so it's difficult for economics to somehow rapidly integrate Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies into lectures. But what we can do is simply to talk about the evolution of money or of means of payments, of store of values within traditional courses. So when we talk about gold, we should also necessarily talk also about Bitcoin, not because both are the same, but because it makes sense from a store of value perspective. Also, in terms of research, I wrote several papers, some with also Giacomo Zucco here and the city of Lugano, and we intend to replicate this in scientific papers, to make not only the Lugano Plan B activities known outside Ticino, outside Switzerland, but also to talk about the technology, because it's there, and it doesn't make sense to not talk about even in academia, or especially in academia. And just agreeing with Tiziano, the main bias is perhaps that it was a bottom-up initiative and not a top-down initiative, and that's the big bias in academic terms, perhaps.
I want to ask you something, Peter, because you managed to create a master at university and TUT, right, about Bitcoin, a complete master. And I'm aware there are only 2 places in the world that have master in Bitcoin. One is in Taiwan, the other one is in Turin. How did you manage to do that? Can you explain what the master does, and who are like the students enrolled to the master?
Okay, thank you for the questions, but it's a long story, so I try to make it short. Actually, that we started such initiative 3 years ago, but during that time when we started, there are a lot of the misinformation in the market, especially it's Bitcoin and also digital assets is related to the money laundering and scam or frauds. So during that time, if you want to get the approval directly from the university level, that would be very difficult. If you go through with the different approval process in department, in college, and also in the university students, you ask 10 people and 9 people will tell you no. Okay, that's the background when we started 3 years ago. But it also takes time. But I'm a Bitcoin maxi. So during that time, let's say successfully to identify one, let's say, who is my advisor right now. He's the IFM, Information and Management, Information and Finance Management. Sorry, I forgot my department name. IFM department head. And during that time, he was convinced, tried to initiate the program within the NTUT University. But he's also asked me to make the commitments. Peter, you also need to start your PhD degree. So that's why it's my second year as my PhD degree within NTUT. Okay, that's the first one. And the second one is that we need to identify the very good industry leaders, okay, to showcase that this is the right technology, and then it can make difference to the society. And we are lucky to be able to invite Giacomo to the let's say online lectures, and also Adam Beck to support us for such kind of initiative, so that the students get immersed to this technology, and also with this kind of new knowledge based. Okay, and the third one is that in order to convince different departments, we try to think that whether we can gather them all together, create a group, and bring them all to the Luganos. And that's what happens last year. And so last year we successfully to invite 15 university professors from different departments, not only from NTUT but also from the other universities. So 15 professors from 4 universities. So they come here to talk to Giacomo in person, to participate in the forums, to meet with the city of Lugano, everyone. So basically that they have a very good, let's say, learning and also feedback from this trip. And after that, when we go back to the Taiwan, and it takes a couple, let's say 2 months of the administration work, and it let's say, finally the course get approved. So in the end, we successfully to create 2 different courses. The first one is the digital asset and blockchain. So that's a basic from the blockchain. The second one is the Bitcoin economics. So every course, or these 2 courses, attract more than 120 students sign up, because the maximum capacity for the class is 100, so it's considered a full house course in the IFN department. And right now, with this successful case and also good reputation in the society, so there are more university try to ask for more support. So that's why I will get the Giacomo more busy. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much also for stealing my husband for so much time, but also for inspiring with your story about how it's possible to do many things and inspire other universities to do the same. Now I want to talk with you, Arsh, because you are now representing the student. I don't think you're a student anymore, but we have like 3 professors, but you have been between the students and you talk with them, and you've been very successful in creating a student association. Do you have any advice to anybody who wants to start a Bitcoin student association?
Sure. Well, I was a student not too long ago. I discovered Bitcoin in school, and now I'm working in the industry along many other students. Certainly not enough, which is the goal of bringing more and more students into the space. So as our dear professors know, that oftentimes when you try to go from the bottom up, and you look at how universities can adopt Bitcoin, or you want to start a program on Bitcoin, it takes a lot of effort, and I'm sure you guys resonate with this. It's not easy. There's a lot of bureaucracy. There's a lot of no. There's a lot of we already have a blockchain program. Why do we need this, right? So, that's originally how, we started as an organization, the Bitcoin Students Network, which I co-founded with my, with Ella Huff, who was a student at Cornell at the time. And what she did is the same approach. And in her favor, it actually worked. She was able to pass the first Bitcoin major at Cornell. And we tried to do this. We got excited. It took a while, but we're like, okay, how can we scale this and move this across different universities? Didn't quite work out in that way, and we didn't. As two students, we didn't really have the bandwidth to go to every university. But we knew that we could use our advantage as students to go to other students, literally peer to peer, right? Go to other students and show them, and work with them how to create a Bitcoin club, right? Because we thought at the time, there was not many students involved in Bitcoin. There was a small community on Twitter, but we knew that there was others out there. Fast forward to today, we have worked with students in about 800 universities in 70 different countries to sort of guide, not only guide them and trade notes, right? Because what they've learned helps us in our model as well. But it's sort of a matter of, hey, how can we actually make this happen? Because a lot of universities have these crypto and blockchain clubs which don't really talk about Bitcoin at all. And they're sponsored by a lot of exchanges and different cryptos. Meanwhile, in Bitcoin, the struggle that we saw was when students want to go start their own Bitcoin clubs, it was a matter of, hey, you need to have 8 students to start the club, for example. And currently you have maybe 3 students, but the matter of getting those other 5 is just advertising and marketing, right? Like maybe you have to buy some pizzas, maybe you have to put some posters on a wall, and the barrier there is just a matter of probably $100, right? On like how to actually print those posters, how to get the pizza, and that's such a trivial barrier. Once you can actually realize that, hey, when you start a healthy community, what can come out of that is, regular meetups, recognition from the Bitcoin community, which then leads to future jobs and opportunities. So I really think that every area is different within the student association space, because every university is different. You may be required to have a constitution or an advisor, but what we've done is kind of built the blueprint there, and we're sort of just one-on-one helping students the best we can, and then building this network of students so people know that it's out there, right? So if there are any students out there that want to bring this to their universities, it's definitely possible.
I will share this knowledge to the guys here. We have the USI. They are starting a Bitcoin association at the university, and I think they are doing correctly because they are doing meeting with a lot of food too, and people are coming. They are very in the early stages, but it's not easy because sometimes even the students are scared about Bitcoin, what's these shady things, and so you have to find a way to communicate that and be successful and make them relate to Bitcoin. Because at the time they don't have a negative opinion about Bitcoin, but they are not interested. So it's super difficult to do that. And there is a topic, actually, I want to ask you if somebody wants to help me with that, is the point that Bitcoin is really interdisciplinary, which make Bitcoin super interesting, but at the same time very difficult to insert it in the university, where we can say the departments are just like very silos-like. So where we should put Bitcoin in only one department, in many departments, what should we do with that?
Yeah, I can give you an answer. So you have to imagine that research and academic institutions are also evolving in these years. And yes, we have a past where every discipline was really in a silos, disjoint from the others, but we are today discussing a lot together and doing interdisciplinary research. And Bitcoin is really one of the big opportunities today, together with all the blockchain ecosystem, because this kind of technologies is really on top of many different topics that merge together. So in general, we expect for the future more and more effort in that direction, and we need to cooperate. We need to find synergies. There are institutes that are today newly generated directly for blockchains, for cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin, to profit from this opportunity of merging together cryptography together with computer science, together with finance, so that we can solve problems that have a high complexity. And in particular, today, we know we are under the eclipse of the artificial intelligence hype. And this also generates a lot of opportunities, because all the crypto system will be big, with big influences from the AI evolution. So we see today research, for example, that try to use AI to optimize how bitcoins are mined, to optimize how energy is consumed. There are attempts to decentralize AI directly. So even in these days in Plan B, I have seen so many efforts to move forward in this very interesting challenge and opportunity for everybody.
If I may, I totally agree. So we have different areas when we talk about Bitcoin, when we talk about cryptocurrencies. We have we have the economic area. So in the sense, when I talk about economic, I do not necessarily mean the financial area. So we have first, the functions, the money functions area. So that's the economic part. Then we have the more, financial aspect, like, the use as an asset, which is the financial area. So we have two different. Take my universities, you have two different departments. So when I talk about economics and finance, we have two different departments. But we also have the juridical aspect, the law aspect, the legal aspect. We have also the technological aspect. We have also the social aspect, which should not be forgotten. So I think that we need more cooperation in academy. We need to think about synergies and, protagonists. We are all protagonists. There should not be one protagonist, but every area could be involved, could be touched by Bitcoin and blockchain in general.
If I may, I would also like to add that we just start with the initiative for cross college in NTUT. So the idea is that to create the cross college mini programs, we still put it on the blockchain and digital asset mini programs. So basically, it's programs between the management of collegement and engineering of the college. So department from the management of college can, like the IFM, like the management, like the accountants, they have the chance to study with these different courses. On the other side, we're still inviting the computer science and electronic engineering departments to also participating. This program has been initiated under the approval process. If we can succeed, and then we can expect that there will be 9 different courses related to the blockchain and digital asset, but specific to Bitcoin, probably 3 of them, 3 out of 9. Okay, and each course will be 3 credits. It takes 16 weeks to finish the credits. So as long as that you can finish the 4 courses, you got the 12 credits and you can get the certificate. That's the initiative which that I'm working now. I hope that I can share with good news with all of you in coming months. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Congrats. We are coming to the end, but I have a slightly provocative question for you guys. I am a Bitcoin maxi. I strongly believe that Bitcoin should affect anyhow areas in a way, and I'm dreaming life from in university one day that from peer-reviewed system will be peer-to-peer type of review, but also open access to knowledge. I am dreaming too much. Can Bitcoin can be a Trojan horse even in this thing? Can change so much even the university?
Yeah, just quick thoughts on that. I think what's so special is you're looking at different ways that everyone is doing this, right?
Yes.
To work
Yes.
on one system. And sometimes we discuss the interdisciplinary system, right? Like finding the best way to plug in, whether that's STEM, computer science, different disciplinaries, and people are working on this exact thing, whether it's from students or university or to professors or to faculty, right? So I think we do achieve that eventually. It hasn't been done before in this sense.
Yes.
It's such an open topic like this, right? So I just think that's worth pointing out.
Yes, absolutely. So again, evolution is transforming academies, and today we have open science, open data, and yes, it's academic institutions are bound to the past, where they try to keep everything secret.
Yes.
Because it was the way it was organized. The society before was not an open source society. And in these days, this transformation is very strong. And it's my opinion that everything is moving forward together. So the external communities, the forums, and the Bitcoin and the blockchains all together, they push in a direction, and academic institutions, they follow also these directions. So it's very important that this movement can continue in the future.
Yeah, touching on the peer review topic, I think that in general, new technologies, new way of thinkings, new ways of dealing with old stuff, like articles to be published in scientific articles, in scientific journals, is very relevant, because the peer review system, as we know it today, has some faults. Also, the open access, which has become a business sometimes for, the big editorial companies. So, I really think that we are in a historical phase where we have a lot of new technologies which we do not know precisely, not yet at least completely, and which are interrelated also with AI, which are interrelated also with peer-to-peer, with more bottom-up, movements which could touch several areas, like, for instance, the peer review process in journals, which has, in my opinion, to be structurally reviewed.
So, in my opinion, we are still in the very early learning stage. So, from my case, that we'll see, like the student organization try to propose that what it wants into the let's say college level or department level. But overall, that's still a learning just started. So I think that we will see how it goes in coming years. Okay, thank you.
We are just perfectly on time. I have other 100 questions probably, but I have to stick with time. But I want to thank you very much for sharing your wisdom, your experience, your success at university, and I hope you have inspired others to start association, to maybe come back to the university or find a way to help other people helping at the university. So thank you very much again, and enjoy the rest of the forum.